right, we are back with Trainer Joe and Morgan, who lost all her baby weight fast, and she's going to break down how, because we know you guys want to lose the baby weight or the excess weight that's been hanging on.
These women want to know what to do.
So we brought in a real-life woman who happens to be...
This is a real woman.
Who happens to be, all jokes aside, she's my wife, and she is crushing it in this area, so let's hear the real-life testimony.
Let's go.
All right, I'm going to leave it to you guys.
Thanks for the intro. You know what was amazing? Is this ironic or what? So on YouTube, I'm getting ready for our talk this morning, thinking about it, and this lady pops in. She says, here's my situation on our channel. I only gained weight during pregnancies. I still have not lost all the baby weight. I've been pregnant 3 times. I am 100 pounds overweight exactly. I feel like I eat like I've always ate. So why don't I bounce back? Give it to me straight. But I'm getting your book and started yesterday, your advice on how to lose 100 pounds in 6 months. If you haven't watched that, that's our most popular video we've done. My problem is in the past I get distracted and my goals fall through and I give up. I'm hoping this time I'll follow through, and I'm watching at least one of your videos a day for the motivation. Thanks for your comment. All right, so there it is. I think that was perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Morgan, what's going on? You've lost the weight. We want to hear how to do it. Women want to know how to do it.
I'm Morgan. I've got 2 babies. They are 22 months apart. I decided after my second that I wanted to get to a certain weight, and it was my pre-pregnancy weight, like way before getting pregnant. And at all, I gave myself a full year of postpartum with my second child, and then I was like, all right, enough's enough, let's go. And
What do you mean you gave yourself a full year of postpartum, of just not worrying about things?
Yeah, so...
Like food, or...
Yes, kind of. After a year, I gave birth to my second child, and I told myself I'm going to give myself a year of grace. It doesn't mean that I'm going to overindulge. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go crazy. It doesn't mean I'm going to start eating 10,000 calories a day, but I am not going to stress out about losing the baby weight just yet, because I need to focus on healing physically and focus on my newborn and whatnot, and give myself grace. I had a toddler as well, and that's just a lot, but I told myself at the 1 year mark, we're kicking it into high gear, no excuses, we got to get it done of dropping that weight and getting to where I wanted to be.
That's interesting, because as you're talking, it's like, that's so reasonable. Yeah. But what I think we find a lot of times is the woman, rightly so, wants to give herself some time, some grace, some healing, and that lasts for 30 years.
Right.
How do you make sure that's not going to happen? Because that is. And I almost wanted to title this, How to Lose the Baby Weight Before You Turn 60.
Right. Yeah, I think that we as moms need to give ourselves grace, because especially when you have multiples, but even with just one child, it's a lot. It's very hard to, put yourself first in a way, because being a mom is very sacrificial and you are laying it all out there for your kids. But one way that I think we really need to start looking at when it comes to weight and exercise and the food that we eat is that is another sacrificial thing that we do for our kids, for our family, for ourselves. And if we just keep giving ourselves grace, we're now in we've gained weight, more weight than when we were pregnant, and we're not as healthy as we should be. We're not taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of our children in the best way. And I just decided that after a year, I knew that I would feel physically well to jump back in, to say no, embrace the hunger, and I was not going to make any more excuses and just go for it.
Why do you think it's so hard? Would you say that most women that have 1 or 2 or more babies would say it's really hard to get my health where I want it to be after that?
Yeah.
Why? There's not some obvious reasons, but What are some reasons it's so difficult?
Yeah, I'm sure it's different for every woman out there, but I think for me, what I would say is the hardest thing is just that it's really, you have to mentally decide that this is important. And if you don't decide that this is important, just as important as it is to, wake up and feed my children in the morning, that's important, so you do that every day, then why can't you eat a healthy breakfast every day? Why can't you be in a calorie deficit until you reach that weight that you want to be in, you have to mentally decide this is important. And I think a lot of moms, a lot of women out there just have not decided that this is truly important. And it's not just this is important because I want to look good physically. It's important for so many other reasons. It's important so that, like I said earlier, you can take care of your children and your family as a whole in the best way possible. Because when you're physically at a healthy weight and you're exercising regularly, like, you feel your best.
Yeah. That's great, by the way. Yeah, I love that. I think women are really going to appreciate this because they want some answers, and I think you're giving them. Did you change the way you ate? Did you notice, okay, before I got pregnant, I was eating this way. During pregnancy, we understand cravings and all. Did you find yourself wanting to eat differently, or was it similar? Was it harder because you're busier?
Yeah. I think it's funny, like, and just very common, like Melissa, who made that comment of, like, I eat the same way that I did before pregnancy. I think that...
Melissa Hope. Thank you, Melissa, for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think that, Melissa, you mean very, like, you're being as true as you believe you are, but I think really if we look at how we used to eat in the past and how we eat now, we've probably added on a couple extra hundred extra calories.
Of macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets that you're feeding your kids.
Yeah, a couple bites here and there of your kids' food while you're also making your food, and then you eat your food, and then you eat a treat of theirs, and then you have a treat at night because you're exhausted and you need a donut. Right there with you, sister.
Isn't that part of it, though, a little added stress to your life? And it's like, what am I going to do? I've got this added stress. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do to offset that?
Yeah. It's very, you have to find new ways because the, 150 calories to 300 calories every single night for the last 3 years of you having a toddler and a baby, it adds up.
True.
And then
doesn't take much to 10, 15, 20 pounds, and there it is.
Yeah, and so then you're like, well, how did I get here? I'm eating exactly how I used to, but with an extra 300 calories, and that ends up adding up. And that was something that I had to realize of, like, I was eating these little treats every night before bed, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I needed to cut back for a while until I met that goal weight that I wanted.
That's huge because I think a lot of women are like, they didn't gain that. Some do, some don't. But I've seen one in particular, and I've talked about her on the post here. When I used to do insurance in schools, I'd see the same people every year. And I watched one lady gain 10 pounds a year for 10 years. She started out like you.
Yeah.
And she gained 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And it was things she was doing, eating a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And those little things can be 10 or 20 pounds. Yeah. And then you're like, why do I have this 20 pounds? And you really don't want to blame it on these few little snacks,
no,
do you?
You don't. You're like, surely it can't be my one Reese's cup a night.
Right. It's that one they sell at Cracker Barrel, though. It's like that
giant,
big.
Thick one.
It's just one Reese cup.
The 7-pound Reese's cup I eat every night.
What's been the hardest thing for you? Because I think some people might look at you and say, she doesn't know what struggle is. Look at her. She's thin. Attractive, doesn't have the same issues. Hey, easy. So I think some might think, this is natural for her. It's normal. It's easy for her.
I mean, denying yourself is never easy, whether you have 200 pounds to lose or 15 pounds to lose. Like, that's not easy. You have to embrace the hunger still equally. You have to say no the equal amounts of times. I might have to say it for a less amount of time than someone who needs to lose 200 pounds will have to say no for, 2 years for them to lose the 200 pounds. Or 6 months. But I think that I have experienced, like, within just, like, my first year of marriage, I gained a good amount of weight that I was not used to.
You were twice the woman you were when you got married. No, you weren't. But it was a struggle.
It was a struggle, and I realized, like, whoa, I'm eating a lot of calories these days, and I ended up doing the Trainer Joe's program.
Come on.
And I am telling you guys, this is not me just trying to sell his program. I did his program about 2 years into being married to his son, and I lost...
It was a requirement to be married to him, though, right?
We
had to sign. I will do your program if I gain 2 pounds.
Well, I didn't need it. Wow. when we got married. And then I did. But when
So you did gain some weight after you got
Yes.
married, before
Yes.
even babies.
Yeah, before even babies. And so I did your program, and I'm telling you, you guys, this is one of the reasons I was able to lose the pregnancy weight, was because I did his program. It rewired my brain. It retrained my brain. What's one of your sayings?
Train your brain, transform your body.
That one.
Good.
It did that to me. And I just had the knowledge, the tools, and it's really simple tools, which is why I love it so much, is that, like, calories in, calories out. And so when I got to the point with both my babies, but especially my second one, like, deciding, like, okay, it's time to kick it in a high gear. I gotta pull in the Trainer Joe tools that I've held on to for years now. It was so beneficial to me, and that is why I believe I lost my pregnancy weight.
Well, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate that. What was the hardest part? Can you look at it and say this part? Because you mentioned denying yourself. That's always hard, to deny our flesh what we want. Was there a specific piece of that at nighttime, certain foods, when you got really stressed, y'all in an argument? You know, were there things that would happen like this is when it's really difficult?
Yeah, I would say that the hardest part was just deciding to do it. Once I decided to do it, it was
good.
like, okay, like, no turning back. I've decided to do this. There's no reason as to why I would stop doing it until I've met my goal weight, unless I literally break both my legs, and even then I can still do like a calorie deficit. But yeah, that was my hardest thing, was just deciding to do it. And then
When you say deciding to do it, deciding to get to a certain weight and go through what you had in your mind as a program to make that happen, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, it just like after when that year mark hit, being like, okay, it's time. I've given myself enough grace. I've stayed healthy throughout this last year and brought back working out and, you know, all the things, but now it's really time. Like, I have a goal weight, and it's time to do that, time to reach that goal weight. So let's do the thing.
Do the thing. What motivated you?
I think, I mean,
Did your husband kind of, hey, let's get back to that bit?
there lives a white lady.
That can be part of it, and some husbands are very gentle and gracious. Some never say anything. Some are, I love you like you are, I don't care. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But with
Yeah, well, I will say that my husband has been getting very fit from all his pickleball endeavors. And to me, I'm like, whoa, I can't let him get, like, super
Interesting.
fit, and I'm over here like a little dough ball.
Miss Doughball. That is interesting, because if he was like, I don't care, honey, and he had a job, a sit-down job, and gained 50 pounds, that may cause you to be like, you know, this could be fun.
Let's just gain the
Wouldn't it? This could be, why don't we go sit at home together and eat pizza, and I got kids. In all seriousness,
Yeah.
we find things that give us excuses.
It's true.
He's not doing it. I got kids. They love mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, and now I do too, and corn dogs. And suddenly you've got this lifestyle. We sit, we watch TV, we eat pizza, we eat popcorn, we have fun. This is fun. It's fun. And why are we so unhealthy? Why one day do we have to look at this and say, what the heck are we doing?
It's true. I think as much as my husband, you know, getting in good shape was a motivator for me, more so it was this deep desire in me of like, I want to be the best version of myself, for the Lord, for my children, for my husband. Like, they deserve that. And me, you know, being 20 pounds, 15 pounds, whatever poundage it is, like, that's not my best. Guys, we got to be honest. Women, we have to be honest with ourselves. 20 pounds overweight is not your best, because you're exhausted. You're more quickly to be exhausted by your toddler being like, Mommy, come run around the backyard with me. And you can't, because you're too tired.
It's harder.
And your kid deserves to have you run around the yard with them. Like, your kid deserves a good example of what it is to be healthy. That was another thing, was I want to be an example to my children of like, we take care of this body that the Lord has given us. And so
That's good. What was something hard for you to give up? You talk about denying yourself, or there's some things you like that you just said, I'm just not going to have that, or not going to have it at night, or something like that. Some of the rules you you abided by for yourself?
Yes, every night after we put our boys to bed, we would sit on the couch and Paul and myself would eat a treat or two, a couple of treats usually. And I just decided that instead of eating a treat at all, I was just going to have a sparkling water with this 0 calorie, 0 sugar creamer in it, and that would be my treat.
Water with creamer?
Yeah, it's a sparkling water.
Okay.
Fruit flavor.
Okay.
Fruit flavor.
Okay.
Fruit flavor.
Okay.
Italian soda.
I gotcha. Okay. Cool. So
Zero
you made it
calories.
work. You still had something that was enjoyable, but
Yeah.
it didn't have any calories in it. So it's
Exactly.
like, very good. What's a tip you would give a young mother? They're getting started, and I know this has been a lot of tips, but is there something that jumps out? If a young mother said, Morgan, how'd you do it? What am I going to do? I'm really nervous.
Yeah. It's hard because no one can force you to do this. You just have to decide that it's worth it, and it is worth it. And I can tell you on the other side, and so many other women on the other side can tell you it is worth it. Put in the work, deny yourself, embrace the hunger, get to that goal weight, take care of yourself. There's no real con to it. So you just have to decide.
Let me ask you a question off camera. Morgan, for those who just love the practical stuff and say, okay, so yes, I want to do what you did. You are such a great example of this.
What's it look like?
Just give me a very abbreviated version. What did it look like for you?
Okay. I literally used ChatGPT and asked, I want to be this weight within a month and a half. What do I have to do? And it told me this is the calorie deficit that I needed to eat. I think it was 1,500 calories a day.
Is what you got to eat.
Is what
That put you in the deficit you needed.
Yes, to get me to that weight that I wanted to be within a month and a half. And so every day I just, I'm at the point where I don't need to count every calorie and write it down. But if you're new to this, track it, write it down, and just hold yourself accountable to that calorie deficit that you got to be in.
What was the exercise in this? What role did exercise play for you?
I work out 3 times a week for about an hour. Right now I'm doing hot Pilates and it's incredible. But it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I mean, you recommend walking 20 minutes a day. I would say do that. If you have never worked out in your life, walk.
There are some people I recommend do other things, but when they're focused on weight loss, that's what. Yeah, but that's awesome. How do you find time to exercise? And I think that's my last question, unless Paul's got another one. But how do you find the time? You got 2 little kids. How do you find time to exercise?
I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I go to the gym, and that's how I'm able to do it. But there have been times in the past where I would go during nap time.
5:30.
My husband was able to be there.
Man.
But
you're committed.
Yes.
You're just committed to this, So and I cut you off there a little bit, but it's just you get up at 5:30, you got 2 kids, and you're going to work out, guys. It's obviously important to you.
Yes.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's just important to you.
It is.
And you're making it happen, and you got to show that it's important by doing some things that show it's important. And 5:30 in the morning a.m. is saying this is important.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Paul, wrap us up.
I felt like that truly was an inspiration. I'm proud of you. Trainer Joe is proud of you.
Yeah.
Doing the program and
awesome.
getting that mental focus and reset and I didn't even realize this, kind of set the framework for success in these areas.
Yeah.
Do us a favor. There are going to be people that watch this and are like, I just want to talk to Morgan and ask her a question. Will you, a day after this video drops, will you look over the comments and respond to some of the comments?
Yes, I will.
Drop a comment, guys.
And one more thing. We haven't given him a sandwich kiss in so long. Let's go. Sandwich kiss.
I missed those. All right, guys. Morgan, thank you for jumping on the Trainer Joe podcast. It was truly a pleasure. Comment below, you guys. Let Morgan know what stood out to you about her testimony of dropping the baby weight, and any questions you have for her. She will look over those and answer some of those.
Awesome.
Until our next video, Trainer Joe.
And you can edit that kiss out if you want to. It's a little bit embarrassing
I can take it.
for the kids.
Trainer Joe, train your brain.
And transform your body.